Hello, thank you so much for purchasing with Medium Emary. Today we're going to give you a tarot card reading. So I do have your questions here. Your name and info will be confidential. I'm just going to go over your questions and pull out the cards. I am going to do a Celtic spread, which is basically a cross. And it's 10 cards in the spread, and it goes over basically your life right now, emotionally, energetically wise, what's going on, and then from there I'll begin. All right. I am using a rose quartz with your reading. I feel very drawn to a rose quartz crystal with you. The rose quartz crystal focuses on the heart chakra, healing the heart, forgiveness, forgiveness from any betrayal, past disappointments. I love using that crystal for focusing on that aspect in general. And then I just have this feather to help me access more information with my past lives. That's how I'm able to get in tune with your energy due to my past lives, because I used to do this work in those past lives, and it kind of just helps me get in tune. So, alright, so I am going to begin shuffling. I do have your questions here. In the meantime, just going to pray really quickly as I shuffle, right? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. I ask spirit guides and angels of the person I am focused on to reveal to her now what she needs to know in this present time. I ask that the information that comes through, may it come through a higher intention of God. I ask spirit guides of mine to help me interpret the information to the best of my ability, and that the information that comes through, may it come through as accurate, specific, and detailed as possible. Thank you. All right. Alright, so lately I actually do feel like you've been feeling better. I do remember the last time I spoke to you, and I feel like from our last reading you have brought some clarity. I feel like you have been feeling better. It's just a little bit of reassurance and a little bit of, questions in general, reassurance and knowing what's going to really happen and things like that. But I do feel like you have been feeling better in some way. I feel like you're accepting a little bit more what's going on, and you're coming to terms with it a little bit more, but it's still a little hard for you, I do feel. All right, so I'm just going to go over what's going on, and then I'll answer your questions. So I do see here what's going on here. This card here in the middle represents a loss, all right? A loss of a relationship, a loss of a job, a loss of something that was very impacting and important in your life, all right? This loss, since it's reversed, it does feel to me that, again, I do feel like you're coming to terms with it. You're accepting it, but it's hard for you to still accept it. It's hard for you to actually come to terms with it sometimes. I feel like you're getting better, but it's still hard for you, all right? In your past, definitely, recently I do see that feeling of wanting to know your purpose, your meaning. Why is this happening? What is the purpose of this then? What is the purpose of this, this, let's say, relationship? Why is this all happening then? Why am I experiencing this if it's not meant to be? All right. I do see here also, like, you went through a time where it was, you were confused. You didn't know what to choose. You didn't know what was the right decision. You were indecisive. All right. I do feel like you're working on that, and you're not as indecisive anymore. I feel like back then you were much more indecisive, and you're coming more to, how do I say it? You're opening up your horizons, your perspectives getting bigger, you're seeing things a little bit more clear, you're understanding things a little bit more, and I think you've been loving yourself a little bit more too. I feel like you've been, taking care of yourself more as well. This card here represents defeat. A defeat of a relationship, a defeat of something that's affected you. I do feel like it is the relationship itself and your past relationships. All right, hon. And I also see here something that's left behind. So this represents you eventually realizing, okay, I'm going to have to leave this behind. I can't, hold on to this any longer. And that's why I'm saying I do see that you're coming to terms with it much better. Not 100%, but I do see that you are coming to terms with it. You are accepting it better than you were before. All right. And I also see here the challenges is that you're a little bit confused. You don't know how to plan your life. All these plans that you thought you had, all these things that you thought were going to happen, it's not like happening how you thought it would happen. And you're a little bit like, you're like, okay, if this is not happening the way it's going to happen, then like, kind of like, what do I do? Like what path do I take? Where do I go from here then? You know what I mean? In regards to your first question, which I will go over. It says, what should I do about work? Pick one job or the other. In regards to this, I feel like I know the two jobs that you're talking about. There's one that I feel like you're more drawn to, and you're feeling like, okay, that would be a better idea. I feel like you'll like it more. I don't know if it's the people that are there, or the environment itself, or you just feel more comfortable there, or you have more of a passion for it. But there's one of them that I feel like you'll feel more comfortable in that environment. All right. So I'm feeling you should pick you should pick the one that you're comfortable in the environment. I don't know if you know the people that work there better, or you're like, somebody there and you're more comfortable. But for me, the answer to that question would be yes, pick over the one that you're more comfortable with. I'm not saying pick the one that you feel like you're going to do your best in, but it's more of, I feel like you like working in places that you feel comfortable with, you feel safe, you feel like you can trust the people that you work with. Because I do feel like when you're working with people, that very much affects you with the kind of people you work with, the kind of team you work with, the kind of boss that you have, things like that. I feel like that's very important for you. So I would say to pick the most comfortable environment. Not because it's a job's better than the other job. For me, it's more, don't pick a job based off the fact because it's better than that other job. It's more of pick a place that you feel like the location itself is comfortable for you, the area is more comfortable for you, where you're going to be working is more comfortable for you. So for me, pick over the one where you're more comfortable with, environment-wise. And obviously which one you're more drawn to. I feel like there's obviously one that you're ready, like more leaning more towards, and I think that's the one you should pick. The other one, I feel like you like it too, but it's not as much. I don't know if you're not as comfortable or it's not as much, but for me would be just to pick the one that you're more comfortable with, environment-wise. I know there's one already that you're leaning more towards, so I would say to pick that one, hun. All right? Your next question is, where is, I'm not going to say his name, emotionally in our relationship? It's interesting because I do feel like he's still very drawn to you. I still feel like he wants something with you. I feel a little change in him. So I don't know if from the last time I spoke to you, he was still in and out of that, but I do see some little change out of him. Okay, but for me, my answer to that would be to still continue what you're doing. Don't change your whole life for him. Don't change everything because he's getting a little bit better. Don't change everything for him, because he can be unpredictable. That's the feeling I'm feeling from that. So I would say just to continue what you're doing. Okay, just continue what you're doing. Worry about yourself, your children, and don't rely so much on him, because I feel like he has one way and then he'll go another way. He has one way, he's like hot and cold a lot. So I would say just to continue with what you're doing. So emotionally, I feel like he's gotten better, a little bit better, and he's gotten better, but I still feel like he can be hot and cold, and I don't want you to feel like, I just don't want you to feel like you can depend on him and rely on him so much, because I feel like he can talk a lot, but he doesn't do the walk, alright? He can talk a lot, but he doesn't do the walk. So my advice to you would be just to continue to do what you're doing and to not, uh, you know, put your life and change your life completely because of him. Don't change your life and your plans completely because of him. You do what you do, okay? And just, I guess, analyze. You can analyze it, but there's really nothing to analyze because he's still the same. I feel like he's hot and cold. So just, you do what you do, all right? Do what you do, and you go forward with the things you have to do, with the plans you have, the plans that you want to do. Don't change your life and move your life around for him if he comes around again like that, because I feel like he's very hot and cold, all right? But emotionally, I do feel he has feelings for you, but he's still not sure. And I feel like he's going to be like that for a while. I don't feel like he's a very, when it comes down to relationships, he's not very into commitment. And it's hard for him to, he can change his mind a lot. So I want you to be careful with that, because he can give you mixed feelings and mixed signs. And I would say play with your emotions a little bit. So just be careful with that, hon, all right? Be careful with that. Okay, I don't want you to be too vulnerable in the sense of like believing a lot of the things he says. All right. Um, will I be moving home anytime soon? I actually do see you moving home. I do see that happening. For me, I do feel like it will happen soon. Not very soon, but soon. So for me, it will be in the next, I would say, in the next year. I feel in the next, within the year, I think I feel it will happen within the year. I feel like you'll eventually make those decisions and plans within, I would say, 7 to 8 months. And within a year, I think all that preparation will happen, and it will happen within a year. Pushing it maybe a year and a half, but within a year, because I don't feel like you're very happy where you are. I feel like you can feel, I don't know if it's uncomfortable or you feel missed out of place or you miss your family, or I just feel like you feel like there's not a lot of purpose there for you where you are. I don't know what it is, but I feel like you want to go back to your roots, or you want a change. I do feel like you want to change. You want something different. You want something new. I feel like you want a fresh start, a new life from all that bull crap. You just want to let it go and let it behind you. I do feel that from you, which is really nice, because the last time I spoke to you, you were in a very delicate place, and right now I do feel like I feel so strong that you've been very strong, you've been very brave, and you've been accepting more, you've been letting go more, you've been surrendering more, you've been like, okay, this is meant to be, this is meant to be, oh, this is happening for a reason, this is happening for a reason, I'm not going to fight it. You're not fighting it as much, because before you would like kind of fight against it, you would fight against fate, you would fight against what's happening, and you're not fighting against it. So I feel goodness from you. I feel a lot of soul growth that's been happening with you. I feel a lot of soul development that's been happening with you. And I feel a lot of evolving with you, which is really, really nice. And I'm really proud of you, girl. I'm really proud of you. You've been very strong lately. All right. So your answer to number 3 would be yes, within a year, I feel. And I do see a new change. I do see you wanting a fresh start, something new for you and your family, if anything. All right, number 4. So I'm going to go over here what I see. Again, this is reversed. Something that was a love relationship, something that was a friendship. It's no longer the way that you thought it would fall through. So I feel like it is that relationship with that name I'm not going to say. And then I also feel like constantly it's like a competition, or it's like a battle for you, this relationship, or just life itself. I don't know if it's always like you feel like there's always something happening after another. There's always something happening after another, and it's just a constant thing. And I also feel like the relationship itself, it's a constant thing that doesn't stop. And that's why I think you've been coming to terms with it. Like, okay, I don't want this thing to be a constant thing that doesn't stop. You understand? I don't want this thing to be something that's just, it's always going to be like that, always. And it's just, I'm like battling this, and it's not healthy, hon. Okay? I do see some form of celebration. So I don't know if recently there's been a celebration for you, somebody in your family, an anniversary, a wedding, or you got a new job, or some celebration. This can also mean I do feel marriage in the future. Like I said, I do see you meeting somebody. I think I told you this because it's coming up again. I do see you having another child. I do see you meeting somebody that's going to have a very uh, just fun personality, somebody that's going to be more of a concrete friend, a best friend, and then from there it's going to move into a relationship. And it's going to be nice because you guys are going to just build a friendship, and then from there it's going to turn into a relationship. I do see you having a child with this person. I do see this person being really good with your kids, very involved with your kids, and very much being a good figure, father figure in general, like a stepdad, you can say, or just being there for you and your children, not just you, but you guys as a family, which is very beautiful. Okay. I also see that you are either going to meet him through friends or through work. All right. I feel like he's going to be kind of in the same work field as you, but I do see that you guys are going to meet through work or through friends. It's going to be really, really nice. I feel like he's going to be Hispanic. That's what I'm feeling. I feel like he's going to be Hispanic, and I feel he's going to be from where you're from. I think you said from Miami, right? I'm not sure. You're from here, technically. So I feel like once you move here, you'll meet this person. I don't see you meeting them where you are now. I know you said you were from a different state, if anything, but I see you meeting them here. And it's a little weird because I do think your friends will know who he is, and you will know him, but not really know him. And then you're going to get to know him. You guys will become friends and like hang out and, go out with each other just as friends and enjoy each other. And then from there, it's going to be really nice. I do see he's going to be Hispanic, and he's going to be a little muscular, right? A little bit muscular. That's what I'm picking up. And he's just going to have a really nice family-orientated personality, and really a good provider and a good humble kind person, like a person that's always there for somebody, a person that's like, what do you need, I'll be there for you, what do you need, I can help you with that. Just I feel like he's going to be very emotionally available, and that's something you need, hon. You need somebody that's emotionally available. Okay, because I feel like, again, this person, he's not very emotionally available for you, and that's something that you've been, again, like I said, coming to terms with little by little. But I do feel a lot of surrendering from you lately. I do feel a lot of letting go from you lately, and you've been, from the last time I spoke to you, I feel like you've matured a lot from this. You've grown a lot from this. You've matured, and you've accepted it more. You've accepted it more. You've accepted the fact, like, okay, hey, he's not for me right now. Hey, I can't deal with somebody like this in my life, and I feel like it's been happening little by little, but I see and I can feel the shift in your energy from the last time I spoke to you, hon. Okay, this is also representing somebody who's outgoing, somebody who can be emotional. But what's cool about this card, which it's reversed, it represents someone that is now using logic. So sometimes as females, you can say, our emotions can get to us more than our logical, and we forget to use common sense when it comes down to distinguishing or comprehending what is a right and wrong decision, especially in love and relationships. And what's good is I do feel lately you've been using your common sense, you've been using your logical sense, and it's the strength that I really do feel like you've found, that you're honing in on and you're embracing, and I'm feeling like to run with it and continue with it, hon. Continue with it, all right? I'm going to look on your last questions. Last question is, again, with the marriage, I do see you getting married with this person that I said, that you're going to meet here or back home. And you're going to, I think it said within like your friends, and your friends will probably know him, or it's going to be work, because I feel like he's going to be kind of in something where you're going to be in the same thing, if that makes any sense. So I see you having one more baby, hon, okay? Should I tell the kids the truth? Honestly, I feel like not right now. Not right now. There's something about when I read that question before I started your reading, because I was going over your questions, I don't feel like right now is the best time to tell them. I feel like you should wait more. I don't feel like they need to know everything. Maybe you can tell them, but not so much. You could tell them a little bit, but I don't feel like they need to know everything, okay? Because I feel like your kids can be really like they want to know more, they want to know more, or they just want to, they worry about you. I do feel like they can worry about you, and they could sense when you're like off or when things are affecting you, and I'm feeling, and they could be nosy. I feel like they can be nosy and they want to know everything. So I think the best advice, the best guidance I'm picking up from the cards for that would be to wait. You don't need to tell them. If you want to, you can. I'm not gonna, I don't like telling my clients what to do. You do what you feel is best. But I do feel like you can, tell them maybe a little bit, but that's pretty much it. I would say to wait on that. I would say to wait on that, hon. I would say to wait on that. I don't feel like it's a necessity. I don't feel like it's needed to tell them what's going on or everything that's going on. So, like, if you want to, again, just kind of like go over a little bit, and that's pretty much it. I don't feel like they need to know, if that makes any sense, okay? I also feel a recuperation for you at some point. I don't know if you're going on vacation soon or you're going to visit somewhere soon, or in general, a recuperation where emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, I feel like, again, you've been reevaluating yourself, reevaluating your life more, and being more with yourself. I feel like you've been asking yourself more questions, and spiritually, I do feel like you've been connecting more, you've been connecting stronger. So for me, you've been communicating and accessing your higher self more, which is really good because that helps you be able to, make decisions and know, okay, which path is good for me, which path is not good for me. But I feel a beautiful energy out of you, hon. I feel an extremely strong shift from you that I'm really, again, really proud of you, okay? I see a lot of goodness and blessings coming in, a lot of newness, like I said. So for the move and this job thing, a newness in the sense of just a lot of the things are going to come into your life soon. It's all going to be a fresh start. It's all going to be things that are not like old things or old patterns or old, old repetitive things that have very much just stalled you from your expansion, stalled you from moving forward and growing more, like I said, hon. Okay, I'm going to pull out 3 more cards to see what I feel, and then from there I will leave you with that and end your reading, hon, okay? I see a vacation, so I don't know if you're going on vacation or visiting somewhere soon with the kids. I'm not sure. If not, maybe you're thinking about it. I don't know. Just keep in mind it can be future prospects, hon, okay? I feel like you've just been stronger. So this whole thing with that person that is on and off and cold, I feel like you've been stronger. So you've been setting more boundaries. You've been setting more standards, and I think that's really, really important. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Look how beautiful. All right. So with this, I do feel like you need to work on time management. So I think for you to not be overwhelmed and not be stressed, I do feel like time is very, very hard for you to like time management. I feel like that would be a weight off you. Being able to balance time and your scheduling. I feel like that will bring a lot of relief off your shoulders. Being able to balance your time, all right, your time management with your kids, with you, with work, with everything that's going on in your life. I feel like it needs a little bit more organization so you could feel a little bit more relieved and not overwhelmed, hon, okay? For me, this represents the water, travel. So I do see some form of moving, like I said, travel. It could be vacation or moving. I do see the moving within a year. Anyways, I do feel like you will go back home. Okay, I do feel like you will go back home, hun. Okay, I also feel like something for me, that's that relationship itself from that guy. A long investment, something that you went through a lot with, a lot of history, and you've been wanting to get to this destination, and it's like, I feel like you will get to this destination. If it's not this relationship with this person, it's more of like work-wise, career-wise, this long investment that you've been investing on. You're gonna get there, and it's gonna be worth it. Okay. In general, if it's not the relationship with this person, in general, like in a relationship itself, you're gonna find a relationship like that. This card also can represent you're gonna find a relationship where it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Okay. But for me, this represents more your work and your career, this long investment, this long time. So it's like school, or just working hard, or just finding that job, or you've been looking for that job, all that hard work. It's coming to an end now, and you're gonna get to your destination, and it's worth it. Like, it's 100% worth it, hon. Okay. I also see some form of commitment or arrangement. So for me, either you're getting this new job, or you're coming to terms again with this person, this relationship. For me, I feel like it's an arrangement. So I feel like you're getting a new job, or you're something's being arranged. So I feel like you're getting this new job, or this new, this new career path you're finally taking, this new thing that you're embracing. Okay, a commitment to this new thing that I mean. Okay. I do feel like it can be a relationship, but again, I do feel like this person that I said emotionally, I do feel like don't trust everything he says. Don't fall for it, because he can be hot and cold. So I would say not to put all your eggs in one basket, if that makes any sense with that, hun. Okay. But for me, this is an arrangement. So I feel like with a job, with a career, like something's being arranged and something is being finalized. All right, something's being finalized, and that is a good thing. If it's not now, it's coming up in the near future, hun. Okay. Overall, I feel like you got this. I feel like you have, like I said, been growing, and I feel a shift in your energy, which I'm really proud about. Like you're just coming to terms, and you're accepting things and forgiving yourself more, and which is really beautiful that I'm using this a rose quartz, which represents forgiveness. So I'm feeling that, and it's good for your soul, it's good for your mind, it's good for you emotionally, and it's going to allow you to move forward and instead of staying stagnant and feeling stuck and trapped, hon. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that. I very much hope you enjoyed this card reading. I'm so sorry about the delay. I've been so backed up with videos, but I'm so happy I've been able to now send it to you. Lots of love to your family and you. God bless you. Bye now.